Before we get into this weekend vlog, I just wanted to take a second to say thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to this channel. I just reached 200 subscribers this week. I've been consistent on YouTube for 4 months now, and to see that there's this budding community happening on my page, I'm so excited and I'm so grateful for all of you. I love you all so much. You could fight me on that. Dear Diary, my family hates me. Madness. Not me waving a knife around, did you see that? All right, let's get ready to go to the club. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Michaela Nogueira from TikTok, but she launched her own skin prep line called Point of View Beauty, and I got the entire thing. Basically, she's a huge makeup influencer. So a lot of people are confused, like, why did she come out with a skin prep, like a makeup prep line if she does makeup? I think there's a lot of reasons behind it, but I have followed Michaela since 2020, and her biggest thing has always been, before makeup, you need skin prep. So her launching this is not that out of the ordinary for me. For this video, I have prepped my face with everything in her line, and I'm actually gonna go in with the Glazy Tack Primer. The consistency feels really similar to the Laneige primer that I use. Truthfully, I never was a club girl. Not in college, not like in high school trying to get in places, not even after college. Truly, I didn't like the club until I could afford VIP. And that's just because a girl wants to sit down. I wanna dance, I wanna have fun, I wanna vibe, and then I wanna sit down. And truthfully, it's not even about drinking. For my husband and I, it really is about the music and just having a good time. I have opened up a fresh new bottle of my Giorgio Armani foundation. Love a new and fresh foundation. But the real reason we're going tonight is because Josh knows a couple of the DJs going, and it's a good networking opportunity for him. Also, I haven't been to Basement since, I wanna say, Christmas? No, Halloween. Josh and I did a Halloween bar crawl, and one of the stops was Basement. But one of the hardest parts about going to the club in your 30s is figuring out what to wear. Because I want to look cute, but I also want to look like a grown-up. It's not even so much that like you want to look sexy, it's more so like you just want to look cool. One thing about me is I don't shop fast fashion. I gave up fast fashion back in 2020. So I've really built this capsule wardrobe, I guess you could say. Huda Beauty concealer. Huda Beauty setting powder in Cherry Blossom. This one is supposed to be brightening. One of the few talc foundations left. I know talc gets a bad rep amongst vegans, or I don't know, but talc powder is actually what's gonna set your makeup. You could fight me on that. It is a Thursday night. I'm not trying to go all out for my makeup look, so I'm just gonna keep it light. I'm gonna do a bronze shadow with the Dior Backstage palette, do a little bronzing situation here, get all the way up to the brow bone. Look at that, quick, easy, beautiful cover girl. Actually, do I want to do a lash? Do I? I think I do. I'm gonna do a lash. Are these too dramatic? I can't tell. Okay, that looks crazy. No way. No ma'am. Okay, we pivoted. This one's a little wispier. Little, I don't want to say natural, but just wispier, gives a lift, but nothing dramatic. That's the word, it's not dramatic. We got it. I'm just gonna tight line to make it look a little bit more seamless. While that dries, it's time to get caffeinated. If you see me out on a weekday, just know Miss Red Bull right here is doing the Lord's work. Oh, my eyes are watering. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, moving into bronzer, I'm gonna go in with my Hourglass palette here. I still only have cream products on as of right now. Then I'm gonna go in with blush, of course. Psych, I'm actually gonna bake first. Actually, never mind. I'm gonna go in with my brightening powder. This is the Kosas Cloud Set in Feathery. Ooh. Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna go with blush. Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Whoa. Okay, I feel like that's melted together now. I was starting to look a little scary there for a second. I was starting to look a little clowny. I always try not to make my brows too dark. I've learned just through like my facial features and just trial and error with makeup that when my brows are too sharp and too like defined, it almost breaks up my makeup look. Like I have found that the softer my brow, the more cohesive my makeup look is. A little brow gel. I don't have waterproof mascara, but I'm actually just gonna put a little bit of the Benefit brow gel on my bottom lashes, so that way that mascara won't run. The lip liner is gonna be the Ami Kohl liner in Rose Clay. I'm gonna do all my lips with that. The Ulla Henriksen Peptide Lip Treatment in Creme Brulee, just in the center here. Stunning. I'm just gonna fix my hair a little bit, put a little oil in it, and get dressed to go. Everybody in the room is moving to the sound of this, but just keep on moving. So it's 1:30 in the morning, we're headed home, but we stopped at Tasty Burger to pick up a little late night treat. Honestly, basement was just as fun as I remember it from October. So overall, a good night. Got the goods. Yeah. Good morning. I look crazy. Hold on. It is absolutely gorgeous out. It's 76 degrees. There's like such a nice breeze happening right now. I woke up and I saw the weather and was like, you know what? I have to make ice cream. So I'm making my homemade ice cream. I did this once before on my channel back in like January, February, I don't know. But today we are making Reese's chocolate ice cream. This is the best recipe I have ever found. I found this randomly on TikTok. This makes 1 quart. Half of a 1/3 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, and 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. That's what's in here. And then I'm gonna add in 1 cup of whole milk. I like using Fairlife because it gives a little more protein. Oh my God, I think I have just enough. Oh my God, bitch. I do. There's like 1 ounce left. I'll just add it in, whatever. And then 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. The regular recipe for this calls for, I'm sorry, was that chunky? Did you see that? Oh no, it's ice, because it was on the top shelf. I was like, did this just ruin my recipe? The regular recipe calls for double of everything, but the ice cream container that I have can only hold 1 quart, so. Also, it's just Josh and I, we don't need that much ice cream. This mixing bowl is completely frozen. You have to put it in the freezer for 24 hours. And then I have the attachments to it that essentially are just gonna like whip it into ice cream. It's also pretty quick, does it in like 10 minutes and you can eat it straight out of the bowl. It's more of like a soft serve consistency. But if you put it in the freezer for like 1 hour or 2, perfect consistency. And because this doesn't have preservatives, even though it is frozen, it'll last you about 1 week or 2. I look crazy, it's because I literally woke up, brushed my teeth, and was just like inspired. I'm so inspired. Here we go, here we go. And then this is where it gets kind of tricky. Hold on. There we go. This is where it gets kind of tricky because you have to like align it. Okay. Yes, bitch. On low. So while this is churning the ice cream, I'm gonna chop up some Reese's. Not me waving a knife around, did you see that? All right, now we're getting somewhere. I'm gonna stop it for a sec, add in my cut up Reese's. I bought the mini ones, but I've just learned that when it comes to mixing in toppings, you want them to be as small as possible because they mix better. Oh yeah. There she is. It's kind of like a soft serve, so I'm gonna pop this in the freezer for like an hour or two. Let her firm up. Okay, so I am putting together another buffet table. This is what it's supposed to look like. And I'm doing this by myself, by the way. Josh and I have just learned not to build furniture together. For me, I like it. I like the process. And I've built a lot of things in here. And then Josh will just come in when I'm like, okay, I can't figure this out. Or I'm like, okay, can you just like hold this while I do this? That's typically like when we work together. All right, there you have it. I was able to organize everything and it just looks a lot cleaner than the shelves we had here previously. I'm very proud of myself. And then in this corner, we'll use the bookshelf as an actual bookshelf now and for DVDs, but also just to cover up all those wires behind the walking pad, so. I completely misjudged the time it took me to build, what is that even called? A cabinet? A buffet table? It's not a table. Whatever. It had to get ready in the car. So, we're at Gillette. The Revs are playing New York FC New York? New York City?
Yeah,
what are they
New York
called?
City, Shitty FC.
Shitty FC. That is who we play. My score prediction is 2-1 Revs.
I think that's fair. I think we'll score a lot of goals just because Chancalay is coming back from injury. So is Campagna. But our defense is better than theirs. So.
What's their record right now?
That's a good question.
Because like if they're on a winning streak, I might change my answer. But the Revs have won their last 2 games, so it's a good sign.
They well, let's see. We'll do table. Do the full.
Also, you guys, I did my entire face with the Makeup Forever palette and my Hourglass palette. Slay.
3-2-3. So they've won just as many as they've drawn, just as many as they've lost. Pretty much.
Oh. Well, that's good for us, isn't it?
Yeah, they're middle of the pack.
Okay.
Not a great team.
Okay, don't hate me.
So this.
There was a breeze, so I was like, I have to take it. My little fan.
That guy's a coach.
I just have mascara and then I'm good to go. I know we're early still, but...
We need a goal from open play. That's the only thing.
Yeah, because all our goals have come from either penalties.
Yeah, penalties or free kicks or corners or some other dead ball situation. They don't have any goals from open play. That's a problem. Oh, let me check the lineup. While I'm here.
Yeah, it's really weird because it's basically like a whole new team. And Josh and I have been Revs. We've been season members for what, 3 years now? 4? I don't know. 3, I think. like we've known like most of the team, and so this year we're like, who are these people? Just learning like a whole new team, making judgments, getting the tea.
Yeah, we got Beeson in again. Tanner Beeson, Ceballos, and Fofana. They're your three center backs. You're playing Miller and Feingold as left and right midfielders. Yusuf and Polster as center mids. Carlos Hill as the attacking mid. So that's 5 midfielders. And then Ganago and Campagna as a 2-striker setup.
Oh.
Notable absences is Langoni.
Is there a reason for that? Was he called up somewhere?
No reason. Let me see if he's on the bench. Yeah, he's on the bench, along with Chancalay.
Wow, so you have a player who was a starter this season, now benched. Gotta get the T there, you see what I'm saying?
Seems defensive. To me, it seems defensive. You basically have a back 5 with Miller and Feingold as your outside backs.
Yeah.
3 in the midfield and 2 in the attack. Could end up 0-0. You know.
Lip liner is Travis by Makeup by Mario. And this is the Innis Beauty Glaze. No. Yeah, Innis Beauty Glaze Lip Oil in Pina Colada. He called it. He knew there was going to be a goal.
Yeah, that's the open play.
Cheers. Alright, Revs win 2-0. My prediction was close. I said 2-1.
Yeah, it's a comfortable one.
Okay. I'm going to try the ice cream. Josh already had some. How was it? Ice cream is.
It's delicious.
Wow. Good morning. Happy Easter. It's such a beautiful day outside. I love Easter. Josh and I are going to church, and then we are going out for an Easter brunch. We're going to La Padrona, which is in the Raffles Hotel. We've been to Amar in the Raffles Hotel, which is also really nice. I don't know about you guys, but I believed in the Easter Bunny until I was like 12 years old. No lie. The Easter Bunny, Santa, Tooth Fairy, all those magical creatures, I literally believed in until I was 12 years old. Part of the reason is because I have younger siblings and we're 4 years apart. So when I was like 12, my brothers were 8 and 4. So it was like, they didn't want to tell me and then risk me telling them. I remember one year when I was like 15, where my dad was like putting together everybody's Easter baskets. And he was like, oh yeah, like come help me do this. And I'm helping him put everything together. And I just kind of realized that everything was kind of boy-centered. I'm like, there's cars, there's candy, like some action figures. I was like, what's going in my basket? And he was like, you're not getting an Easter basket. He's like, you're 15, you don't need an Easter basket. And I remember feeling so devastated, feeling betrayed by my family. I even journaled about it. I was like, dear diary, my family hates me. But then the next day, there was an Easter basket there for me. He was like, I'm not gonna ask you to put together your own Easter basket. Went back to my journal, I was like, dear diary, never mind. A couple of years ago, however, I started doing Easter egg hunts for them with money and nips. I don't know, there's something about being an older sister, the eldest daughter too, where you kind of feel like it's your responsibility to carry on traditions, to carry on like some level of magic or fun for your younger siblings. And for the couple of years I was doing that, I would have like 50 eggs and 49, I would have 50 eggs And then half of them would be with money, like $1 bills, and then the other half would be with nips, candy, things like that. And I had one golden egg that had $50 in it. I was so good at it, even my dad would start trying to find eggs. I'm like, sir, it's for the kids. Come on. Oh my gosh, I gotta move faster if we're gonna make it to service on time. All right, we're gonna go ahead and try out the CL Cosmetics setting powder. This is more of a finishing powder because it doesn't have talc. Talc is what's gonna help set your makeup and look good. This is more of a finishing powder, so after you set your face with everything. That's really, I know there's like a lot of misnomers out there about setting sprays, finishing sprays, setting powders, finishing powders, and that's on cosmetic companies, but to give this a fighting chance, I have to use it the way I know it's intended to be used. It's got this nice little net, so it doesn't all just like spill out at once. I've set my face with the Huda Beauty setting powder because that has talc in it, and then I'm gonna go in now with my finishing powder. This is SPF 30. Woo. And just set the areas of my face. I don't typically use powder all over my face. I typically use it in my T-zone and under my eyes, but I mean, it looks really nice, truthfully. Wow, very pore blurring. No, this definitely blurred my pores here. Hourglass blush. Little mascara under the eyes. Okay, this is the Say Beauty lip liner in Tease. These are so creamy, but very long lasting. Chanel lipstick in Mademoiselle. I don't like that. Nope. Okay, Makeup Forever 606, Wherever Walnut. And the YSL Love Shine in 207, I believe. No. You know what? We're just gonna go with the Laneige Tinted Serum. That's it. Yeah, this is the Laneige Glaze Craze in Sugar Glaze. All right, that's it. Let's go. We just had to reschedule our lunch. There was a line to get into church. I never, in my 31 years, have ever waited in line to go into a church. Madness, absolute madness. So we had to call and change our lunch reservation, and the girl was so kind to do that. And then now we're just waiting for the next service, which starts in an hour, but we're just like loitering, lingering around, waiting for people to leave their parking spots, so. Guys, when we came in, the hostess told me that I was pretty. All I needed to know, this is now my new favorite place.